Hi, I'm Conrad from Conrad P Wood Turning. So today I'm going to be making a disc sander attachment for my wood turning lathe. Mainly because I use a disc sander quite a lot and I don't have one myself, so I thought, you know what, instead of buying one and investing in one, I might as well just make my own disc sander for my lathe and save a lot of money, and it'll end up being really functional. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to make this disc sander for the lathe today, I'm going to be using a number of things. I'm going to use this scrap piece of pine I have laying around. I'm going to be using a faceplate ring, which matches the dovetailed jaws of my wood turning chuck. And I'm going to be using this velcro sanding pad, which has an adhesive backing on it. And then just an 80 grit sanding disc. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically make a wooden backing using this piece of pine to stick this adhesive backed velcro disc on, and this allows for me to put on any other velcro backed sanding discs on it, so it's very easy to change the grit of disc. So when I'm done with the 80 grit one, I might want to switch it out to a 240 grit disc, and it makes it a lot easier than just having your standard adhesive back discs where you're going to have to peel it off and remove all the sticky residue and all that sort of stuff. So what I've done is I've marked the center of this piece of scrap pine so I can then make a circle which matches the diameter of the sanding pad. So I've set the radius of this compass to 89 millimeter. Alright, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark a circle so I can center the faceplate. It's just under 90. Mark that. And that'll make it a lot easier to center the faceplate. Okay, so now I'm just going to mark where I need to drill each of the pilot holes for the faceplate just using a brad awl. Just like so. And there we go. I'll just grab a mallet, make those holes a little bit deeper, so the drill bit won't wander around when I drill it. Okay, so I've got my electric drill and I've just put a drill bit in which will match the size of these screws. So I'm just going to drill the pilot holes into this, just like that. Okay, so now I can screw the screws onto this face plate. I'll just get a screwdriver to fasten the screws. And just check that they're all tight. Perfect. Okay, so what I've done, just to make roughing it out much easier, is I've just gotten a tenon saw and just removed some of these corners. So now it's more of an octagon shape, so I'll be turning less air to begin with. So I'm just going to put the faceplate ring on the chuck and expand the jaws onto it. Just like that. And before I get started with roughing it out, I'm just going to get a compass, and I've set the radius to that of the sanding pad. And I'm just going to mark the circumference. So there's the center. So now I know what diameter to stop at, and now I'm ready to rough out. Okay, so now I'm just going to rough out the sanding disc. Back into it. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm ready to apply the sanding pad. Okay, so I've got the adhesive backing pad with the velcro on it. So just remove the paper backing to expose the adhesive on it. Okay. Now I've made sure there's no dust on this. Oh, I've got it. And make sure it's perfectly aligned on all sides. Okay. That's all nice and even and flat, and now it's just a matter of putting on a sanding disc like so. And then you got a disc sander. Okay, so now for sanding. If you really wanted to, you could make yourself a dedicated sanding table, or just get a box or something and use that as that. But you can even just use your tool rest as a sanding table. So you can switch your dust extractor on. And as you can see, it actually works really, really well. Okay, and for instance, you can even use this disc sander to do things like sanding pen blanks back. And you're going to find that the further out from the centre you sand, the more aggressive it's going to be. And that's because the sandpaper is moving a lot faster here than it is in the middle. So if you want to do more like fine touching up or like shaping, I'd recommend like sanding towards the centre of the sanding disc. But if you're doing stuff like pen blanks and just sanding down to the brass tubes, probably use the outside. It'll work a lot faster for you. And yeah, overall, to be honest, I really couldn't be much happier with it. This is going to be used a lot around here. It's going to be, yeah, it's just fantastic. Okay, so here's the end product. To be honest with you, I couldn't really be any more happier with how this disc sander turned out. I think it's definitely going to get a lot of use. And I'm really glad I have the Velcro backing here so I can easily change the sanding discs as required. If you want to make your own, you can use a faceplate. If you really wanted to, you could even make your own faceplate just using some wood, but then you need to either tap a thread in to screw it onto your lathe, or you could even make a recess so your jaws could expand into it. But I have two faceplates and I really don't use them, so it really doesn't matter if I've used this faceplate. I've still got another one if I need it. But yeah, I'm really happy with the end product and it seems to work really well. If you did enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like or comment below. And if you want to keep up to date with my future videos, please subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you next time. Take care.